Hi, I'm Dr. Jackson Crawford. I'm a specialist in the Old Norse language, currently teaching at the University of California, Berkeley, previously at UCLA, and as of August 2017, returning home to teach at the University of Colorado Boulder. I'm continuing to answer questions posed by Patreon supporters of my video series about Old Norse language and myth. Supporter Emily Pawson asks, do you think it's possible or likely that new sources of Norse mythology will be discovered in the future? Why or why not? I think it is pretty unlikely. At least I think it's unlikely that we'll discover anything particularly big. The Eddas, well, the prose Edda of Snorri Sturluson has been known pretty continuously since its writing, but the poetic Edda was rediscovered in the 1600s. The first person who I believe is known to have been in possession of it was Brynjolfur Sveinsson, and it was brought to Copenhagen in a campaign that the Danes had at the time of collecting all the medieval manuscripts in Iceland that could be discovered. That campaign seems to have done a pretty good job. I would be pretty surprised if somebody's farmhouse in remote Iceland still had an important manuscript that hadn't been discovered or brought to light. But, it could happen. I think as far as new sources for Norse myth that might come to light, what we'd be finding would be very small things. Perhaps runic inscriptions that haven't been discovered that mention a god or two, or perhaps have a line of Eddic poetry. That would be exciting. Or perhaps new, not exactly runic inscriptions, but one thing that crosses my mind are the old votive inscriptions that are found along the northern limits of the Roman Empire, where Germanic mercenaries were often hired. Sometimes mythic names are mentioned in these inscriptions, which are not exactly runic, they're often in the Latin alphabet, but perhaps one of these might come to light and give us an earlier form of the name of Odin, for example, or Tyr, or maybe give us a hint about some kind of myth. Maybe if something said like Heimdall, the son of 9 mothers, it would probably be in Latin Heimdallus or something like that. I don't know, but something like that would be possible. But again, these would be minor sources, inscriptional sources, not the long, complex manuscripts that we find in the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda. I think it's pretty unlikely any of those will be found. But anything could happen. Well, from the wilderness of the American West, wishing you all the best.